Fellas, what is going on today, fellas? So in this video we're gonna be doing team ratings. I think this is episode 13. So as you guys know, I do this series where you guys send in your teams and I rate them, and yeah, basically I give you guys suggestions to improve your teams. So that's what we're gonna do today, and we've got the Discord right here. I just told you guys to send your teams, and you know, a bunch of you guys have just sent your team right now, so I'm about to get through some of these. I can't get through all of them because it is a lot, but I'm going to get through some of them, and we're going to rate your guys' teams. Now, if you want to join this Discord and you're not already in this Discord, there'll be a link in the description where you can join, and then you can be a part of the next episode if you didn't have a chance to be in this one. Also, guys, for the people who are sending pictures that are screenshots, like better quality, such as this one or this one, these are the teams that I'm going to prioritize over ones that aren't such as good quality, such as maybe this one, because this one is hard to see, so I'm probably not going to do this one. I'm sorry to whoever sent this picture in, but basically I just want to do the best quality pictures because it just makes my life easier, and it makes your guys, you know, experience watching the video, you know, better. So yeah, we're gonna get into this. We're gonna start off with the verse team because this is not too bad quality right here, so I guess this works. This was sent in by Cooper, so he's got Opal Hidu, Opal Kobe, Opal Larry, KP, Hakeem Olajuwon. He's got James Harden, Jimmy Butler, Pascal Siakam, Chris Bosh, and Kevin McHale. All right, so right off the bat, I'm gonna give this team a solid. I'm gonna give it like a 9, or maybe like, I want to give it a 9. I could give it a 9, but I feel like it's like an 8.5 between an 8.5 and a 9. He has a full Opal squad, but at this point in the game, having a full Opal squad does not mean that your team is goated. I mean, it could be good. It could be a good team, or it can even be a bad team with a full Opal squad. But this is not a bad team at all. He's got a good point guard. All his players are good for the most part. Yeah, they're all good. My least favorite player that you have here is probably KP. But that's me personally. I don't like his release. And on top of that, he's not even evolved. After that, James Harden, I feel like, is your weakest link there too. Because at this point in the game, I think James Harden has maybe like 30 something Hall of Fame badges. I mean, if I go ahead and look at him here on my game, let me see. I think he has 37. I have him on my squad too, but he's at the end of the bench. 38 Hall of Fame badges. So I mean, he's not a bad card, but it would be nice if they came out with a newer one, basically. And you could definitely get a better point guard over James Harden, is what I'm trying to tell you. So yeah, that'd be my suggestions right here. You got to improve James Harden. You got to improve Kristaps. Now I know a lot of you guys are gonna say, and when we get to some of the other future teams, just because somebody has pink diamonds, you tell them to get opals, does not mean they're making their team better. Not necessarily, but if I'm trying to tell you how to improve your team, not how the cards like perform against other cards, I'm trying to tell you the best cards to improve your team, basically. Because somebody was saying some dumb stuff, and not some dumb stuff, but somebody was saying some stuff, just because his opals doesn't mean it's good. I'm not gonna recommend anybody some bad opals, but yeah, James Harden and Kristaps got to be replaced. What I would do is I would have Marc Gasol over KP. I would definitely do that because he's definitely better. I mean, Marc Gasol is a good card. I mean, if I take a look at Marc Gasol right here, I have him as well. He's not on my squad. He was, but I took him off. I mean, Marc Gasol has 46 Hall of Fame badges and 14 on gold. I mean, that KP, he's not up there like that. And on top of that, I think Marc Gasol's release is better than KP's. So I would definitely run Marc Gasol right there. And actually, what you could do is another thing that you have here, Kevin McHale and Chris Bosh. I don't know why you have them at the spots that you do. Chris Bosh is a center/power forward. Kevin is a power forward/center. Yet you have Kevin at the center and Chris Bosh at the power forward. Not only that, I mean, the positions doesn't really matter. It's the fact that Chris Bosh is taller. He's 1 inch taller than Kevin McHale. Why would you run Kevin McHale at the center? That doesn't really make much sense. Here's what I would do if I were you. I would start Kevin McHale at the power forward, and then I would leave Chris Bosh right there at the power forward off the bench, and then I would move Marc Gasol to where Kevin McHale is at right now. And then you'd have Chris Bosh and Marc coming off your bench. Starting, you'd have Kevin McHale and Hakeem Olajuwon, and then you'll be good to go. That's a pretty good, recommendation for you. And we're gonna get on to the next one. I want to try to make these faster. I spent a lot of time on his team. This team was sent in by AHJ. I don't know how to say your name, but you know who you are. He's got James Harden, Kobe, Larry, Kevin, Hakeem. You got Bonga. Okay, this team is straight top heavy, and what I mean by that is his starting lineup is really good, and then his bench starts to fall off. That's not good. I would actually start Gilbert over Bonga, even though Bonga is taller. I mean, Gilbert is a better card. I mean, come on. And people can say, oh no, he's not, just because Gilbert is a opal. Like, I know, bro. There's probably a couple dudes thinking that. Like, come on, bro. I mean, this man, Isaac Bonga, at this point, he's kind of old. He's from the fan favorite one. He's an amethyst only. Not to say that the amethysts are bad, but for an amethyst from the fan favorite one, especially, like, he's not really that great at this point in the game. He is tall, but I would definitely run Gilbert over him. Also, the D-Wade doesn't have pick dodger. I mean, he's not a bad card. He's a good budget player, but I don't think you should be focused on getting these budget players. Nick Batum, I would replace him as well. I mean, I know a lot of people who watch DBG gonna probably make a comment about that because he loves Nick Batum. Danny Manning and Dale Robinson can stay, but you want to replace those guys, those 3 guys off the bench. The one from the 6th spot to the 8th spot, you want to replace them with some opals. So you already have Gilbert, which is pretty good, and then you want to get like a shooting guard and a small forward. Now you have 130K. You can definitely pick up some guys. Recommendation: George Gervin for the shooting guard. A small forward you can get. Let me think. Who can you get as a Galaxy Opal small forward? There's a lot of these guys are cheap nowadays, so I'm gonna see if I can find you one that you can pick up. You can run George Gervin at the small forward if you wanted to as well, but you can get Andrei Kirilenko if you really wanted to. Gordon Hayward, Danny Granger, he's a 6'9". I would actually get Jimmy Butler if I were you. I would get Jimmy Butler. Let me see how much Jimmy Butler costs here in the game. Jimmy Butler is nice, bro. Jimmy Butler's nice. He is a buy now. He has a great release. I would definitely get Jimmy Butler. I would get George Gervin and Jimmy Butler. And I don't know if you have that much MT right now, but if you need a little bit more MT, you could just snipe and then be able to, you know, afford those guys. So yeah, that's what I would do if I were you. Did I give you your team rating? I think I'm gonna give this like a 7.5, bro. That's probably what I would say. All right, next we got Fab. He's got Gilbert, Glenn, Larry, Kevin, Hakeem, Dennis Johnson, Paul Pierce, Michael Cooper, Wilt Chamberlain, and Mark Gasol. Okay, so this is not a bad team. Definitely not a bad team. I'm just want to take a look at one of your players real quick here in my collection. But I would probably give this team like a solid 8. I think I'm gonna give maybe like a 8 to 8.5, somewhere like that. You guys say I'm too generous with the team rates. I don't know what you guys think about that. I mean, some of you say that. I don't think I am, but it doesn't really matter. I want to take a look at this Michael Cooper. How tall is he? He's 6'5". Okay, see, that doesn't make sense because you have Michael Cooper there at the small forward, but then you have Paul Pierce at the shooting guard. That doesn't make sense because Paul Pierce is taller than Michael Cooper. So if you're going to run both of them, run Paul Pierce at the 3. You know, it doesn't make sense for you to run Michael Cooper, who's 6'5", who's undersized for a small forward, at the 3, and then have Paul Pierce at the 2. That I don't see how that makes sense. Also, Glenn Rice, great. I think your best players are Glenn, Larry, Kevin, Hakeem, and Mark. I think those are your best players. The guys who I would, and Paul Pierce as well. The guys who I would replace are Dennis, Michael, and Wilt. And the reason I say, well, I know you went 12-0 for that man. He doesn't have range extender. If no range extender on that man, I'm not using him, bro. That's just me. If there's no range extender on a man, he's not getting on my squad, bro. No spot for him. No range extender, no clamps, no spot, bro. Simple as that. Dennis Johnson and Gilbert, they're undersized for point guards. If you really want to be competitive, you're going to need some taller ones. So, I mean, you don't have to get a super expensive one. Hidu should work. There's also, you can get Pink Diamond West unsold if you want. There's a lot of tall point guards you can get at this point of the game. You don't have to break the bank to get one. I mean, you have 389 MT. Looking tough right now. I don't know if that's how much you have right now, me recording this, or how old this picture is, but you have to get some more MT, big fella, before you really start to make some significant changes. But yeah, this team is pretty good though. You just want to improve those spots that I told you. Here we got GZXBL. So he's got Wes, Tracy, Larry, Jerry, Mark, D-Wade, Paul Pierce, Pascal, Kevin, and Eddie Curry. I like this squad. This is a really competitive squad. This is a squad that you can really compete with, I feel like, if you were to play Unlimited. And I feel like just by looking at this, you probably do. Just because you have the D-Wade. I feel like you have those, and the Eddie Curry, and the Tracy. And you do have Jerry Lucas as well. So this is a squad that can really compete and go far. And you're probably really good with it, which is my guess. But if you want to improve it, the D-Wade got to improve. This is not much, bro. I mean, GOAT cards obviously would help, but you have really good players. But really, if you want to improve it, like, you'd have to get either GOAT cards or like really, really good opals. So like the newest ones that have come out. So maybe for Paul Pierce, like a Kawhi or Paul George. Obviously Dwayne Wade, you can get Ben or Magic or someone like that. Wes Unseld, same thing. The same guys that I just said. Eddie Curry's great. If there's any centers that are probably better than him, I would say maybe like Hakeem, Joel Embiid. So there's not too many that are better than him. So there's not really much improvement you could be made here. Tracy could be replaced with like the token marker DeMar, since they're basically the same. Only Tracy's 1 inch taller, but DeMar's got more badges. You can also replace him with like a Kawhi or PG, but I don't know if you're willing to spend that much MT. That's the thing. Or if you want to get Glitch Tracy, that's another option. But like I said, this team is really good, so that's why I'm putting out those really, really good cards that are expensive, because there's not much else I can tell you to do to improve this. And I know you probably compete with this. This is my guess here. We're gonna move on to the next. I'm gonna skip this one because this one is really bad quality. How's this one? I'm gonna get to some of these screenshots here that we have. I think we have a couple more screenshots, like this one right here. This guy's name is just a whole bunch of dots. We got another screenshot right here. This is pretty good too. Yeah, we're gonna focus on the screenshots, guys. It doesn't necessarily have to be a screenshot, but that's just what I want to do, because it's just better. It just makes the video better. So this is, I guess his name is Seller, and he has Magic, Oscar, Larry, Dave, Cat, Ben, Paul Pierce, Melo. Okay, this is a really good team. I'm gonna give this team like a 9. Great players you got here. The really way to improve this team is you need GOAT cards. You have no GOAT cards besides Larry. That's the easiest one to get, so good job on that. I don't know, you're probably not gonna grind for Kobe, and I wouldn't even suggest that you do. I mean, he's not a bad grind to do, but I mean, hey bro, it's tough. It's tough, let's just say that. Kareem is the other GOAT card. Magic and MJ are the other ones, and I know you don't have enough MT to get that. So without getting GOAT cards, how could you improve this team? Well, you'd have to evolve. I don't know if that, well, first off, you'd have to evolve Magic and Ben, because it looks like they're not evolved from what I'm seeing right here. Second, Oscar is good to run. You could run Oscar at the 2. Maybe you'd want to replace him though. I would probably, I don't know if you locked him in or not. If you didn't, I would sell him because he goes for a lot. I would definitely sell him and get somebody else for the shooting guard spot right there. Let's see what else. You want to evolve Melo too. I know it's tough with the blocks, but just, stick that out, because once you evolve him, he becomes really good. Dave Cowens is great. Cat is good. I feel like you get better center over Cat. I would actually run Mark over Cat if I'm you. And maybe I'd run Kevin over Dave, but that's really up to you. It doesn't really matter. They're very similar. And that's really it, bro. Like, there's not much else you can do here. You have a really good team. And yeah, bro. And those are the suggestions I would do for you. If you want to get, be able to get those GOAT cards or get, a lot of MT, you should just snipe, and then you can get a ton of MT through that. The next screenshot here is by Louie. So he's got Louie. Oh, what a coincidence. His name is Louie, and he's got Louie Dampier. But he's got Derrick Rose at the 2, Ray at the 3, Dennis Rodman at the 4, Willis Reed at the 5. Oh yeah, this team, oof. I'm sorry, big fella, but this team is not, this is not it right here. Not a big fan, to be honest, man. One of the things is, well, first off, your bench is completely unorganized. I don't know who's your bench point guard. Maybe Terry Rozier, but he's all the way at the 12th spot. First thing, you organize your bench from point guard to center, okay? From the 6th to the 10th spot should be point guard to center. You got that all mixed up. Number 2, the guys who you're running them at positions that they should not be ran at. So Derrick Rose should not be running the shooting guard. He's 6'3". He's even small for a point guard, and you're running him at the 2. No way. Ray Allen is 6'6", too small for the 3. Dennis Rodman is 6'7", too small for the 4. I don't know how tall Willis Reed is. I'll actually check right now because I have him. Just give me 1 second. Let me search for him. Go Willis Reed. He might be too small. I think he's if I'm gonna take a guess, he might be 6'9". 6'9", yeah, 6'9". Too small for the center. If you're gonna run Willis Reed, run him at the power forward. Run Dennis at the 3. Run Ray at the 2, and then I would say drop. I'll probably use Derrick over that Louie, to be honest with you. And then off the bench, Kobe, Clay, Tim Duncan, Tracy, Wilt. Those guys are all terrible. Tracy's not terrible, but he's outdated. Everybody else is terrible. They have to go. Horace Grant, I guess you can use him for now. I would run him at the power forward off the bench. You need better guys. You have 243K. You can make some moves, okay? Kobe has no clamps. Klay Thompson is steady shooter. Tim Duncan has no, I don't think he has clamps or range extender. Like I said earlier, if a man has no clamps and no range extender, he has no spot on my squad, bro. No spot on my squad, okay? So anybody who doesn't have clamps or range extender, drop them, okay? And then start to pick up some nice budget players. that do have clamps and range extender who are cheap that you can get. And yeah, like I said, organizer from point guard to center off the bench. Drop and don't run these guys for they're too small for their spots. Like I said, Louie is like 6 feet. He's way too small. You don't want no guy who's that small. So yeah, I hope that helps, man. I hope that helps. Next up, we got Carter. Same thing. Louie, he's too small. I guess the rest is okay. Chris Webber, I wouldn't run him at the center. He's too small for that. I would run him at the power forward. Now I'll send Terry to the bench. And then I'll probably send Terry where Rudy LaRusso is at. I would put Rudy at the 2 and drop Magic. Terry Rozier, you want to replace him with a nice Opal. I would say Jason Kidd is better than him for sure. And he's cheap. I can't see how much MT you have from this picture because this is from the website. So, but the other guys are okay. The other guys are okay. And that's my suggestions to you. I know that was quick, but I'm trying to be quick. I'm do this last one right here, JJ. And then we're going to end the video. He's got D Wade, Paul Pierce, Larry, Kevin, Mark. Okay. Not bad, not bad. I feel like RJ Barrett's a little outdated though. Dennis Johnson and D Wade are too small. You want to replace those guys. You have 463K. You can make some moves. I would pick up Hidu, and I would pick up probably Wes Unseld. Both of those guys. You could pick up those guys if you want to for your point guards. But your starting lineup is good. Besides the Dwayne I feel like needs to be replaced. The RJ I feel like needs to be replaced too. I would get George Gervin over him. Ben Wallace, I would replace him unless you plan to evolve him. And then that's really all I would do for this team. Unless you want to get some more opals for those bench big men, that's really all I would do. And yeah, guys, we're going to end the video right there. Sorry if I didn't get to your team. Like I said, I'm going to prioritize the screenshots, the ones that are better quality, because it makes the video better and it makes my life easier when I have to edit. So yeah. Also, if you guys want, like I said, if you want to be a part of this series, make sure to join the Discord. The link will be in the description. So yeah, if you did enjoy, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe, guys. We're about to hit 30K very soon. So if you're not already subscribed, please do me a favor and hit the sub button. I'm going to be streaming every day at 5 p.m. Eastern. So if you're not already a part of the streams, you definitely should tune into those. And with that said, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.